Mr. Carr.
What I'm trying to say, there are
Come on, I got some work for you. Those expensive seats are the ones that are empty. Everybody take the seat, please. I'll tell you, you see any empty seat, let people go. Sit in the empty seat. Empty seat next to you, raise your hand. Raise your hand. You got an empty seat next to you.
Coming in and out. I think the people that
Raise your hand if you don't see. Wherever you see a hand, there's an empty seat.
drop it. Yeah.
All right. Okay, hold it down a second. Hold it down. Hold it down. Hold it down. Hold it down. Rumble and not in the jungle. Hold it down. Now, raise your hand. You got an empty seat. Come on, Marcus. You see the hands in the ring? There's an empty seat. Sit by somebody you don't know. So you can make me right. Yeah, just scoot around. All right, we're going to get ready to start. All right. That's your name, don't you know? Tell us again. It's a lot of talking going on. I'm trying to get the first one. Still talking going on. Y'all girls, stop talking, please. Do for 30 seconds. So we can say the prayer to God, please. All right, y'all bow your heads. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, merciful, all praise our due to Allah, Lord, judge of all the world. The beneficent, the merciful, master, there is ever. Even with that in the sheep, source and power. Not only God, we soul our fear. Not by those who are brought by your eye, nor those who are gone astray, and we have heard and received by you. Amen.
Good left. Come in and leave. Three people. The most has been is 6. Yes. So 5 additional people. What's online? Yeah. Then you download Zoom. So it's not recorded to my iPad. It's to the cloud. Then you have access to it. You can send it to them. It will be on the Google Drive. So it's going on the cloud with Zoom. So you go to your Zoom account, download the meeting on the cloud. So, but I'm trying to get everyone that's coming in the door, from speaking and prayer, whatever. We got, yes. Part of the public. Yeah, brother, thank you.
Let's get started because the next 5 minutes you feel like you're hungry. So let's get started now. Good now. Okay. We're going to start off. We're going to do a program just a little.
Someone different. Someone different.
Just last night. Did you know that you can which dietitians specialize in everything. Management of health, women's health, and more. And with 5-star reviews, you know you're in good hands. Living life to the fullest. Find your personal dietitian.
Okay, now we're on. That was good now. We'll start. Can you hear us in the back? Raise your hand. You can hear us in the back. All right. We're just waiting for the inhale or exhale. All right. We're going to start off, and then we're going to have the very important people come and present your resolution. I'm not going to compete with subcommittees. A letter to my heart, Bernice. I remember like it was yesterday. What happened was when the Navy transferred me to Long Beach, and I was with my mother, and we rented an apartment. And 3 doors down from where my mother and I resided, there was a lady there that made the music real loud, and my brother-in-law hung out at that place. So on the 3rd day, he said, "You know what? I've been watching you for 3 days, and I want to introduce you to my sister-in-law." Well, we walked from Hill Street to Poly High School where the baseball diamond was, and I walked in the house thinking he was right behind me. He was laying outside talking to somebody. So I'm in the middle of this stranger's living room. I remember the open door with no knock. I remember when I looked in your face, I said to myself, I'm going to make that woman my wife. I remember I didn't even know your name or anything about you. I remember you weren't expecting guests. I remember there was no makeup, hair wasn't combed, and no grooming at all. I remember I looked in your eyes and saw a smile that hadn't come yet. I remember my heart began to beat for the first time in my life. I remember I wasn't going to move from that spot, even though I missed the knock at the door. I remember you told me to go back out and knock. I remember saying, I'm in. Now, I remember it was my birthday, and I wasn't dressed, and I was dressed for adventure. I remember when I saw you, the page was turning. I remember when I walked into your home and seen your face, a new book was started. I remember how our life began. I remember how I had to untangle your present and kindle the fire of our future. I remember upon further investigation, there was more to it than met the eye. I remember I had to dot the I's and cross the T's. I remember you asked me my age, and I was silent because it was golden. I remember you told me you didn't like men younger than you. I remember my lips were sealed and my ID was hidden. I remember all of this was on the first day when I didn't knock. I remember 59 years ago. Love always your husband till death do us part. Your loving husband, Ahmed, father, grandfather, great-grandfather, and great-great-grandfather. Thank you. Now, I'm going to just order service just a little bit, and have the vice mayor come up with a presentation for Bernice Saafir, Roberta Uranga, the vice mayor of the city of Longview. The reach of the gravesite is from the mayor himself. Thank you.
Thank you for the warm reception. The mayor is proudly so he expresses his condolences to the family and wishes you all well as well. I'm here. Here. When I'm being good looking, when I'm being tall, I'm not being young. But I need all that to be able to talk to a man and I tell you, I didn't come for this all along, but I need to. All I know is 6 decades of marriage. That's a lot. It's more than what I know. Because if you know a man, it's not easy. But she put up with it for 6 months. And that says more about her than about him. Because problems here, she put up with his penis. But I think it knows that's true. I think some people want you let my boss come in on the social commission. You was a businessman. Community activities was running black men. And I know that he couldn't do all that. Not as a fact. Bernice with a factory. Because we know that the other good man. Thank you so much for Saafir Bernice and her wonderful life, mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, community activist, servant. You wore a lot of hats, but not more important than the backup participant. Okay, relax. So I brought proclamations here. And I want to sing on behalf of the city. You know, we want to acknowledge Bernice and her wonderful life. So one from me as vice mayor, city council, representing the city council. I want to thank you all for giving your attention. It's not today to stay hydrated. And enjoy the day. Thank you very much. And assisting him is his wife, Tanya.
next person to come up would be president of the Long Beach chapter branch of the NAACP, Dr. Batt. Got elected to this job that pays zero but works you to death.
Welcome, everyone. On behalf of the NAACP Long Beach branch, we are giving a memorial resolution. So I just want to read the memorial resolution. Whereas Ms. Bernice Saafir was the beloved wife of Ahmed Saafir, past president of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, Long Beach branch. And whereas Ms. Bernice Saafir was born May 24th, 1942, and passed away on March 3rd, 2025, surrounded by her husband Ahmed and other family. Whereas Ms. Bernice Saafir of Bassfield, Mississippi, was one of 16 children born to the Bernice Leon Patton, deceased, and Reedy May Sims Patton, deceased. As a child, she loved playing games with her siblings. In addition, she loved to talk. And whereas Ms. Bernice Saafir took a trip to Long Beach to spend a couple of weeks visiting her older brother, Alexander, who was in the U.S. Navy. This short visit resulted in Long Beach becoming her permanent home. Ms. Bernice Saafir attended Long Beach Poly High School, go Jack Rapids. She also attended Harbor Occupational Trade School and Long Beach State College, now California State University. Ms. Bernice Saafir was introduced by her sister, Betty, and Betty's late husband, Forrest Cockrell, to a most impressive young man named Ahmed Saafir. They were later married in 1966. She was known for her good Southern food, which Ahmed loved. While raising a family, she worked at the Long Beach Veteran Administration Medical Center and Long Beach Transit before establishing Orange County Community Care Facility with her husband and brother-in-law. The facility has prospered over the years and continues to provide a much-needed service in Long Beach. Therefore, it be resolved, the NAACP Long Beach branch gives thanks for Ms. Bernice Saafir's service to the community. And be it finally resolved that the NAACP Long Beach branch expresses our deepest sympathy to the Saafir family, especially her surviving husband, Ahmed, for almost 60 years, all children and spouse, 30 grandchildren, 23 great-grandchildren, 5 great-great-grandchildren, and a host of other relatives.
Thank you, Doctor.
Radio. Brian.
Can you hear me? This is Bernice Saafir, age 81, Long Beach, California. Passed away on March 3rd, 2025. Surrounded by her devoted husband, Ahmed Saafir, her children, and other family members. Bernice lived life to the fullest and was always on the go. She loved to talk and was truly a people person. No one was a stranger to her. She was very outspoken and was known as a great advisor up until the day of her passing. Bernice was still doing things she enjoyed the most, such as chit-chatting, driving, taking adventurous road trips, and keeping her glamorous appearance up like she did back in the day when she modeled in fashion shows. She really enjoyed spending her time attending musicals at the Yamava Resort and being, you know, at family gatherings. Bernice was born on May 24th, 1943 in Bastrop, Mississippi, the daughter of Bernice Leon Patton and Reedy Mason Patton. She was one of 16 children from this union. As a child, Bernice attended La Marion School in Mississippi. When not attending school, her and her siblings had to pick cotton, corn, and do other chores. As a little girl, she loved it when they played outside, climbing trees, making swings high in the trees, and running chickens into the barn. In 1958, at the age of 15, she came to Long Beach, California with her mother for a short visit to see her older brother, Alexander, who was in the U.S. Navy. This short visit ended up being Bernice's permanent home for the next 67 years. Starting her new life in the big city, she attended Long Beach Poly High School, and she worked as a waitress where she was known to make big tips. In the 60s, Bernice's sisters Betty and Betty's late husband, Horace Cockrell Sr., introduced Bernice to a strapping, handsome, young, intelligent, you know, but still got it. She really said. This short visit ended up being, oh, sorry. Ahmed knew from the moment he laid eyes on Bernice that she was going to be his wife. After their introduction, the couple became inseparable. They married in 1966 and raised a wonderful family together. Ahmed loved the smell and taste of Bernice's southern cooking, and the family was blessed to have gone on many road trips and camping trips together, where her meals were the highlight. Ahmed and Bernice's love stood the test of time. They were married for almost 6 decades. While being a wife and a mother, she was able to attend Harvard Occupational Trade School to learn how to read metal blueprints, machine drawings, as well as attend Long Beach State College part-time. For a 2-week break, Bernice took a girls trip to Dar es Salaam, to Tanzania, where she was greatly missed by her husband and children. She went on to work at the VA hospital in Long Beach for several years and then Long Beach Transit. After leaving there, she became self-employed and formed Orange Community Care Facility in Long Beach with her husband and brother-in-law Nate. She co-managed the facility until her passing, and it still operates to this day. Sister Bernice was a member of Masjid al-Sharif of Long Beach, formerly known as Muhammad Temple number 42 of Long Beach, under the leadership of Imam Harun Abdullah. Preceding Bernice in death, give me some grace, it's a lot of this, is children Marcellus and Teresa, brother Alexander, sister Johnny Mae, and sister-in-law Bernadette James. Remaining to cherish Bernice's memory are her husband, Ahmed Saafir, children Lavelle, Sheila, Thomas Leroy, Tara, Kwame, Aquil, and bonus son, Michael Cross. Lavelle's children, Lavelle Jr., Philip, Chris, Lakeisha, Stevie, Maurice, Cordell. Tara's children, Richiana and Raven. Thomas' children, Michelle, Marcellus, Brittany, Chase. Kwame's children, Kwame Jr., Kyrie, Kamal, Wazi, Camilla, Elijah, Kadar, Kiara, Aquil. Children, Jeffrey, Michael, Tiffany, Bahia, and Cannon. Sheila's children, Frederick, Arabia, Tanisha, and 30 grandchildren, and 23 great-grandchildren, and 5 great-grandchildren. Bernice's siblings, Johnny, William, Edward, Earl, Ronnie, Anthony, and other brothers, sisters Betty, Patricia, Lula Mae, Joyce Ann, Jeanette, Barbara Jean, Loretta, Tanya, and other sisters. Sister-in-law Barbara, Esther, and brother-in-law Nathaniel. A host of nieces, nephews, loved ones, family, and friends. Thank you.
move on. Now we're going to take a break and have the if anyone would enjoy and come up and say words about their friend, their mother, their grandmother, great-grandmother, great-great-grandmother.
Good afternoon. Well, aka Bernice Jr. I wrote a poem for my grandmother from my heart. It took a while. I tried to sneak it in an obituary, but they caught me. So the title of the poem is Southern Magnolia, which is the native tree of Mississippi. During the hardest spring, a divine sprout God brings, native in Mississippi, migrating to SoCal. You carefully nourish your roots for a while, planting seeds and watching them grow, amazed how your presence was the star of the show. As elegant as you are, with a powerful stance, I wish I had one more chance to witness you chuckle or smile, driving me through Long Beach for endless miles. Missing your kiss and hug, please watch over all of us from up above. And now my amazing uncle is to follow, Uncle Tommy.
My mother had a very, very, very personal and intimate relationship with the time I can remember. When everybody liked to run outside, I used to be on my mama's lap. I would go nowhere, because I knew that was my mama. And she meant everything to me. I really cared for mama's life. Yeah, I used to sit on her knee. She couldn't go nowhere. I was really like that. And I just remember the time growing up, she always gave me very personal advice. She talked to me like that. I could talk to her that way. She was always a friend to me. There were times, teenagers growing up, and everybody at the football game, this and that, and we low ride, we doing what we doing in the evening and stuff, and I parked my car, and it'd be a Friday night. This is the time that we chasing them and doing everything else, but I parked my car, get on the bus and ride with my mom all night just to talk to her, just to see her, to enjoy her. Because in truth, she was my friend like that. I found my mother to be, very joyful and outspoken, but also a woman with thick skin. Characteristically, she was just a woman that could handle her business and handle life. And she didn't let everything get up under her skin like that. I find myself to be a lot like her. People may think it's indifferent, but that's just the way we move. We look forward and keep on moving, and that's the way we do life. And I got that from my mother. So I'm a miss mom. And the only thing that God says when a person moves on from this life to the next, the only thing that they regret is the people that they left back in the world. But they do hopefully, and they do gladly look forward to the day that we join them. But as everybody knows, we all have to do our time in this world. And we should do the best about our time that we have in this life.
children. We know exactly what pleases mama. So, this is how mama's gonna live through us. That's the best that mama lives through us. This is what pleases mama. Okay, and I've spoken enough about my mother. So mama, I wish that I see.
His son, Jordan Jackson, I had wrote a poem for my grandmother. It said, Grandma in heaven, although you sleep in heaven, now you're not that far away. My heart is full of memories, and you're with me every day. Live your life with wisdom and with a smile upon your face. A world that was full of happiness is now a new place. People say that only time will heal a broken heart, but it's just like me and you, Grandma. It has been torn apart. I know you are at peace now, in a place where you are free. Meet me at the holy gates. One heaven calls me.
Yeah, everybody, how you doing? I'm Marcellus. I'm one of my children. I'm gonna read my auntie Terry's poem. I must admit, you have left me heartbroken, and my eyes filled with tears, and not knowing what to do with my emotions, as I always seem to have things figured out. Yes, I wish you were still here, but I have put my selfishness to the side, knowing you don't have any more pain and discomfort. But now I have comfort from God and in the memories of you. The good and not so good times which have shaped me into the woman I am today. I thank you as I'm writing this. I'm thinking of you, as well as yesterday, tomorrow, and in silence. That will never change. I will forever speak your name. Now, all I have are memories, especially the many trips to the casino with you, myself, Auntie Betty, and Auntie Pat. Of course, you are driving, flying on the freeway 100 miles per hour as we stare to death. As I look at the many photos I have of you, your memory is my keepsake with which I'll never part. God has you in his keeping, although I cannot place my arms around you, but I will forever have you in my heart. You are my mom. I have one request to God. Would you please take my mom by your hand and lead her on her way so that she finds peace and comfort in your hands as you comfort her and hug my mom and place a kiss upon her cheek and tell her I love her. Miss her. It's from me, your daughter, Tara.
Happy day, everyone. As her daughter said, Auntie always was ready.
Auntie always was ready. She reminded us to stay ready. So when I can remember, she let us come over our house and whatever we did, we had to stay ready. We had to stay ready. We might have had to duck and dodge some things, but we had to stay ready. We had cousins that was real tough, and we had to stay ready. But in the end, Auntie reminded us to stay ready. Everybody in this room, she imparted something in you to stay ready. And I just want to say, she reminded me the way we joined here together, the way Uncle got it, put it together. It was ready. So let that be a reminder for everybody in here. And time is of the essence. Stay ready.
I wanted to read another poem from my cousin, Kyrie. Poem for Grandma. My grandma Bernice, sociable and regal, the epitome of a queen. All my memories are fond. My God, she was so serene. My grandma Bernice, I love her to my car, to my core, surrounded by her family. She is truly one adored by Kyrie.
Everybody, I'm Brianna, my daughter. And I'm gonna speak on behalf of my grandma's children, Uncle Hector, Uncle Art, Auntie Bernice, and my mom, Gladys. Auntie Bernice. For Aunt Bernice with love, thank you. You were like our second mom, always there when we were small. A heart so big, a soul so bright, a true gem loved by all. The eldest sister, our first aunt, so true, loving and fearless in all that you do. You opened your home, though your hands were full, yet still made us feel like we always have pull. You cheered us on through moments so grand, your presence alone a comforting hand. Thank you. For holiday gifts that filled our hearts with cheer, for road trips with mom to calm her highway fear, for cousins who stood like pillars so tall, for love that grew as we aged through it all, for wisdom you shared, the stories you told, for always keeping us in the know. Thank you. It wasn't until your passing that we truly understood you embraced each day as best as you could. With grace and with strength, you stood so strong, making us forget anything was wrong. Though we're grateful you're free, no more suffering or pain, life without you will never be the same. We miss you, Aunt Bernice, though we know it's true. You're laughing in heaven with those who love you. Forever in our hearts, Lila, Brenda, Forrest, Arkvar, Cockrell, and Ben.
Okay, if we don't have any other questions, we would ask for words of encouragement, kind of the right.
gardens of eternity and stable enter. Beneath them flow pleasant rivers. They will have herein all that they wish. Thus does God reward the righteous. Yes, David goes with the angels take in a state of purity, saying to them, peace be unto you. Enter the garden because of the good which he did in the world. And that is what everybody needs. There's so many people. She didn't have to know me. She didn't really know me without this past, but I met her and she changed my life. She was there for me at the toughest time in my life. And I remember one day it was at Pet House and she was downstairs in her truck and she said, "Tell Pam to come downstairs." I was like, "Oh my God, I was summoned." Okay, so I come downstairs. She's like, "Pam, okay?" And I'm like, "No." And she was like, "Pam, we're gonna get through this. You got this. I believe in you." And it just touched me, carried me. And so she was just like, "You got this." You know? And then later on in the year, I just told her about how I'm doing there. And, you know, she was so happy for me. And she said, "Ooh." And that touched me because I felt like she was like rooting for me and believing in me. And I believe that all the good that she's done, she is in the garden. I'm always seeing her in that garden. And she will always be in my mind whenever I'm going through something. And I encourage all of you guys to live in that way and be a blessing like she was a blessing. Okay, live in her memory and live as she would. Be a blessing and pay it forward. She's a great woman. Amen.
Thank everybody for coming out and supporting our family. My mom was a special woman. Her and I would get on the phone for hours and have amazing conversations. She was actually my gossip buddy. The stuff we would gossip about was crazy. She always, most of the time she was wrong. Mom, Scorpio men are the best.
That's right.
Scorpio was cheated. And I said, "Mom, I ain't never cheated on my wife." She said, "Uh-huh." I said, "Oh, your son is loyal. Your son is loyal." You know. But one of the things I appreciated about my mom, I always tell my wife and my children, and I think a lot of this is missing today. My father asked my mother to allow her boys to come to him. So, in a good old boy tradition, "Mama, half of this is yours. Well, why we gotta go to him?" And she would be like, "Son, I know, but your daddy wants you to go to him. Your daddy wants you to go to him." And we would always have to go to him for everything because she understood in order for men to grow into men, they needed a father that sits right here. And no matter how hard of a time we gave her about half of this being hers and we shouldn't have to go to him, she stood strong in that.
understood lions needed to learn from lions and gain strength. So, Mom, I thank you, despite not understanding why I'm the man that I am today, because of the decision she made early on to force me to deal with my father. All of her children needed a father. She found the best one available for all of us. And I thank you, Mama, for doing that, for making a great decision. I know you wanted to stop at Kwame. Here I come. Never let me forget it. It was so big. I don't think she wanted me to come. So I'm like, oh man. So sorry for coming. You wanted to stop. I thank you for having me. I thank you for giving me life. I thank you for celebrating our family and teaching us what family is and what it means. Traveling with us, exposing us to life, to the world. We need more mothers and more fathers and stronger families. And that's what my mother represented.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Evelyn Knight, and I know that this lady, along with her husband, Ahmed, did many things to make Long Beach as good as today. They were out there in the community. They were fighting for rights. They were fighting for respect. They were fighting for dignity. They were helping people to help themselves. They were warding off of some of the bad kind of things that happened to black people in Long Beach, to do good things for Long Beach. And we developed and set in to get the Black Studies Department at Cal State Long Beach, and many other things that happened to get us where we are today. So I appreciate that lady who gave her all to her family and her community. And this man she is married, he gave a lot to themselves, their family, and their community. And we're still here, and we appreciate them, and we are better off for their lives doing this. Thank you.
I have lots of memories of mine. But I'm gonna really share probably.
Take your time. Take your time. Okay,
We used to all get together. It was so loving. At my mother's house, all of us listening. It was so loving. She'd show up. About 15, 20 catfish. We have hanging over, hanging on and stuff. And I'd be like, that's you for the clean off. They looking at me like you are. My husband came, he was like, what is this? But anyway, we would all get together. It was so
so much fun, the gossip. They go out and party. I don't know if she go to party, but all the sisters go out and party. I'm sure y'all remember that. That was some of the good times. Like it was a gathering spot. It was so fun. I'm gonna miss my auntie. The words. She gave me one of my first good whoopings too. I was like, she said, "Come on, cause this one right here did too much of these." And I said, "I'm telling my mom she don't whoop me with 6 points." And she said, "Come on, I'ma let her go." My arm was wrapped. But I'm serious, I think that's some of the beauty. Everything that they taught us made us responsible, respectful to adults. Like these kids are not right now. And I just thank God for all my family, the mothers, they gave all the daughters, they gave us a lot of knowledge and serious. Some might not have been right, but still with you. But anyway, Auntie, I'm gonna miss you. I was at her bedside saying, "Auntie, you was a G." When I say she rode this all the way to the end. Now we knew something was wrong when she told her husband to drive that day. That tells you she knew herself. Love you, Auntie.
My name is Mrs. Barnett, and my husband is a member of 100 Black in Long Beach. On behalf of the wives of the men of 100 Black in Long Beach, I want to say we honor the Saafir family. We honor Brother Saafir. I can tell you that every time there was a meeting and the families were invited, Brother Saafir always had his wife. He didn't step ahead of her. He didn't step behind her. He was always there side by side. Their love for each other stands the testament of time. Just the fact they were married for almost 6 decades speaks in and of itself. I honor Brother Saafir. I honor his wife. She is a beautiful spirit, like I say in the present tense, because her spirit still exists. She is a beautiful spirit, bold and brilliant, and I love the times that I had with her. Thank you for gathering or allowing us to gather with you to honor her. Please continue to keep your arms of love with Brother Saafir. This is a great change in his life as well.
Yes, ma'am.
God bless you.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna speak here, because I'm like walking all the way with my daughter around. Mr. Field is like a really good mother-in-law to me. If I don't have him, this is the best thing that ever happened to me. I would have rest my body without him. Today our anniversary is here. We thank God for everything. My box is ready too.
Paula, and that is my auntie. One of the things I'll say is it's hard to bridge the gap as you get older. You know, we all have our memories of sleeping over. My mom didn't allow us to sleep over at her house. It just wasn't happening. But my aunt's house was one of the few houses she allowed us to actually sleep over. I think the only one out of all of our parents, even my grandparents. So the one thing I would say for
because no matter what's happened over the years, and this is a tough walk to be a mother, to be a wife, to be a grandmother, a great grandmother, to be a pillar of the community. No one has a clue of what happens behind the scenes when everything goes away. This is a tough walk. I'm stepping into the shoes of grandmother and mother and battling with my own journey of cancer. And so my aunt literally came into my life, into the fold at the exact right moment that God wanted her to. I commend her for reconciliation. That is a really, really powerful word that we just have no grasp of. We can't leave this world without making things right with those who will allow us to make things right, and even the ones who won't make it right anyway. And just my conversations with my aunt, when she told me, I had to get this weight off of me because I wanted to be my husband's girlfriend. My husband will tell you, I'm like, take the heck out of your husband. You do not ever get caught slipping. I don't care what your journey is. I don't care what's going wrong. And I admire my aunt for how she represented her husband and her family. And she had to make some really tough decisions over the years. I mean, we watched her, battle through way more than cancer, family, just tragedies, just things that are unthinkable that most people wouldn't have made it through. And so when me and my aunt talked towards the end, she would constantly reach out to me for inspiration. And I would reach out to her. She said, I'm trying to do a little getaway. I said, then you stay a sexy wife. I don't care what's going on. And it's a beautiful thing when I can see my aunt literally live her best life. My mom couldn't make that journey. She didn't feel she had enough time to reconcile, but that's a big word right now. And it is reach out to family. Don't cut nobody off. We don't know how anybody is walking. We don't know what they've had to overcome. And at this point, we have to learn how to love and accept and don't put burdens on people that only belong to God. To God be the glory.
How's everybody doing? Come on now, this is a home. How's everybody doing? Okay, we love my auntie, everybody's fine. We should be happy because see, she went on. She went on. We all got to make that same journey. So she's free now. She's free. And soon we'll make that type of journey. We ain't here for the rest of our lives. But I thank God that I got up here because I wanted to say some things to my aunties. Because see, they was talking about auntie them back in the day. And I know. Because we've been to take it to the cocoa pump. Oh, yeah. Every time that I used to sit there, I used to watch Mama and Auntie there, Auntie Pat, my mama. Bobby J, don't think you out of this. They had hair, they had some afro. It was time for the cocoa pump. Sometimes they're like, so why you want to know what we do? Because I want to know. Cecil Palace, all that. The fraud. And you know what it was? Yeah, I know. And I used to watch it. And I was just sitting back listening to when they was talking about my uncle. I remember the camping trips. I know a lot of y'all remember Cycle News. We had to go to work at Cycle News, and my cousin Squeaky, we was under the house he had us fixing on the pipes under the house and up on top of the roof. He taught us how to put shingles up on the roof and how to do plumbing work. He taught us early. I don't never want to get back up under that house and take off the sewer pipe. That's the stinky stuff. Oh my God. But see, I thank God because if I have to take it to King Park for the softball game, and I get to see my mama and my aunties all together, and they barbecuing and they playing softball, yelling, fighting, whatever you want to say. We was all together. Birthday time, we was at the park. I remember my birthday when I was young. If we celebrated at King Park, that's when they stayed right next to King Park, right across the street. See, I'm gonna go back. We need to go back sometime because it started then. And I remember when they told me about my daddy and left you hanging, you go in the house by yourself. But see, I thank God he did that because now you're part of our life. And truly, God is good because he put together a family. He don't put it together just for coincidence. He put it together because he needs us to come together and stay strong. Because God bless the family. And the praying family gets stronger. So Auntie is gone. But if we learn how to reach out to one another, get on the phone and say, I want to pray for you, sister. I want to pray for you, brother. When we can do that, we can bond together even stronger and stronger. Because God will bless the family even more. So we have to learn how to do it. Yeah, we gossip. I used to sit on the phone, yeah, Auntie, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I keep telling you, yeah, I know. But she don't get you to talk. And the casino, we don't want to go to the casino. Because I had a name for my uncle, the casino queen. You know, you had Casino Queen 1, she's gone. Number 2 sitting over here. Number 3 sitting right here. Where's Tara? Tara number 4. Casino Queen. I don't know why they didn't put their names up on the casino. They so much. I mean, they go and they say, oh, we're giving away a pot. Boom, they gone. I don't know where my mom is. She gone. I thank God for my auntie Barbara Jesus. She did. I love you. You've been gone so long. Boy, but I remember some days. I couldn't wait to get over to your house. Boy, I was a mess then. I was in the streets. I was doing some of everything. Name it, I was in it. But truly, I thank God for my auntie because she was a pillar to the family. She was the oldest. She was a pillar. She might fuss with you. She might cuss you out if you don't get it right. But true, the love that she had for the family was genuine. And that same love, we need to put it in our hearts. Don't turn our backs on no one. Amen? So let's keep her in mind. Don't just keep her like, oh, I miss her, I miss her. Look at her good qualities and walk in them. Okay? And we still got some casino queens, so they're going to carry on with it. All right? Okay.
Hello, everybody. Terry.
Number 4.
Bernice twin. Bernice twin.
You didn't get it from Bernie.
Youngest daughter. This last 2 years, I've been driving back and forth to the casino. You know, she would never get the passenger seat of her. Nobody caught. This casino, so she got to call me. Me, Auntie Betty, and Auntie Betty. Mom, I gotta drive. I said, "Stop, scare me to death." Heart beating, fluttering. She take us on. I mean, speed. I said, "Mom, you gonna kill us?" Just sit back. I guess when she got tired, Tara was driving twice a week to San Manuel. Party. She had to go. Sometimes we had to stop and see her real baby. La Belle. Before we get to the casino. So she would drive all the way, like 10 miles that way, but the casino was this way. I said, Mama, catch the freeway.
far away. We get to Liddell. My mother, she's been a very well-known lady since I was a kid. A lot of people in here, we are family. They grew up with my mother and they know how she is. Everybody. They know how my daddy is too. My mother, she was everybody's mother. She was the oldest out of her sisters and brothers, so therefore, whatever she said, the kids she done brought around, she brought Michael Cross in our family when he was a kid. So Michael was my brother. My mother is gonna be very missed. She used to call me every day, every day. So this last, a couple of weeks before her passing, she called me Wednesday. She said, Karen, you want to the casino with me? I said, what are you talking about? She said, Saturday. I said, oh, I'll let you know. Come to find out, my mama went to the casino Friday. So she called me. She said, I missed the call from you. I said, no, you didn't. She said, I missed the call. I see it. She said, I said, Mama, that was yesterday. I said, you told me you were going to the casino Saturday. Oh, I went today. Yeah, going back and forth to the casino. I know nobody thought I was at the casino, but I was with her. She will pick me up. I'm looking right. I tell her she's Betty or cat. I said, get in the front. They was like, no, you get in the front. I said, no, I can't be in the front seat. And that woman was right. She knew her right. She was right. Barbie, 2 miles ahead, she see the red light, she's pressing on brake light. Help me. So don't hear me. And I miss my mom very, very much. Very much. Wow. You know, right after she passed away, I don't know if it was me, there was some type of way. I wound up going in the hospital 2 days after her passing. And the room they put me in is the room that she passed away in, next door. Next to where she passed away. And I'm looking like, wow, why did they put me here? But they didn't know who I was, so I took all my tests and they rolled me to the door. I said, where am I going? They said, in a minute. I said, a minute? So at the door, this man walks through. He was like, I know you. I said, you my mother's child. He said, your mother? I said, Bernice Saafir. He said, what are you here for? I said, I don't know. I said, they run a test on me. So he gave me some donuts and everything, but you know, this really hit me bad. I do not sleep at all at night. Maybe she's gonna call me. And the last words I heard from her. And then when I talked to my dad, he told me she had drove him to San Diego, where he was born and raised at. Took him to San Diego during 110. To the neighborhood where he was brought up at. And then he asked her, he said, Bernice, do you want to go to the casino? She said, yes. Just the day before she passed. She drove 110 into San Manuel from San Diego. She drives fast and she ain't never go back. And on the way home, she was only doing 60. That's unusual. And I don't know. You know how you wait for a call to come through? Because I called her the day before my dad. I said, where Mama at? He said, oh, she laying here, sleep. I said, sleep. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I mean, in the evening. That same day, him and her went to San Diego. I'm looking like, wait a minute. But I guess she got some spirit and got up and said she was gonna go there, but, laying there in that bed. My mother, she looked at peace. She looked at peace. It was like she was waiting for all her kids to come. She waited for all her kids to come. And her two oldest ones came, because they were the last ones, because they came from way out. Seemed like right after that, she closed her eyes and never opened them up. And I just don't understand. Got so many grandkids out here, I mean, all around. I know she was waiting for a couple of her grandkids. She ain't seen in 30-some years. He made it to her service today. And all she talked about was her grandson, Chris, her oldest grandson, by her oldest son. How she wanted to see him. But she didn't get to see him. But I thank all my friends and family for coming out to support my family in this passing of my mother. I know all you guys have heard me say something about my mother, but I'm gonna miss her very much. Thank you.
We're gonna skip the slideshow and we'll play that while you're preparing to leave. And the next presentation is 100 Black Men in Long Beach. Come forward quickly, hastily.
Mother Saafir is really historically in the 100 Black Men, our first lady. She is historically our matriarch. Brother Saafir, as a founding member, became president. She had been Brother Johnson's half wife, right? So she's our first lady model. So thank you, Dr. Deshawn, for acknowledging her and her model of womanhood and motherhood. Two things, Brother Saafir, for your permission. You already gave me permission. So two things. One of our mentees of the 100, my son, wrote a poem on motherhood, he'll deliver it. And then afterwards, our vice president will give a proclamation. But when he does that, with all the members of the 100 just stand so Brother Saafir can see you. Because if you don't, he'll shed you to stand. I'm telling you now. Okay, so brothers of the 100 can stand now.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to be very close with Mrs. Saafir. Whenever I saw her, she would always pour into me, and it was amazing. And you really need that in the community. If you don't have that in the community, if you don't have people that came before you and that made it out, and made a way, and if you don't have those people bringing you up, then where are you going to go? You can't just figure it out on your own. And Mrs. Saafir was one who, every time I saw her, I would give her a hug, and she would always have something amazing to say to me. So I have a poem from Law on motherhood that I think embodies who Mrs. Saafir was to her children and to all of her progeny, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren. So without further ado. Motherhood is not willed nor forced. Motherhood is earned. Motherhood is not instinctual. Motherhood is learned. The state or quality of being this child, does not make a woman a mother. Mother is not an addition to a woman's name, but a new title. For to become a mother, she must give herself up, pour herself into her child. She will never be the same, for her child is now her world. What does mother mean? Mother means she has brought greatness. She has brought love, wise as a serpent and gentle as a dove. Mother is my advocate. Mother is my power. Hard as an ox, peaceful as a flower. Miss Bernice Saafir was a mother. May she rest in peace.
Hello, can everyone hear me? One of the things I love about Saafir is that Black love is long lasting. I remember a couple years ago, we were at Long Beach City College, and I was cha-cha to my left, and I looked to the right, and there was cha-cha, and he went over, and he looked at Lady Saafir, and she said, "Boy, you better stop it," and they kept going. So I love to see when God embodies us, He gives us a perfect partner. We perfect what we do. So now we are resolved. Whereas Bernice Saafir was a long time Long Beach community leader. She arrived in Long Beach, California in 1958 from native Mississippi, as so many before her had done, for a better life in sunny California. And whereas Bernice Saafir became a jackrabbit upon arriving in Long Beach from Mississippi, yes, she attended Long Beach High School, all scholars and champions. And she followed the footsteps of her fellow classmates. And whereas Bernice Saafir went on to attend California State University Law School, while dedicating her life to raising her family and supporting her loving husband, Ahmed Saafir. And whereas Bernice Saafir was a people person, was an energetic bus driver for Long Beach Transit until health reached 413 and early retirement. And whereas Bernice Saafir met her future husband, Ahmed Saafir, am I right? On April 10, 1966. It was love at first sight. And from that point forward, the two were inseparable. And whereas Bernice Saafir was very supportive to her husband, Ahmed Saafir, becoming a charter member of 100 Black Men of Long Beach Incorporated in December of 2009. Ahmed Saafir has privileged served this nonprofit 501c3 organization as first vice president, Thomas Einau, and president of one of the founding members and their founder. Ahmed Saafir is currently a parliamentarian, and now therefore be it resolved. The 100 Black Men of Long Beach Incorporated appreciate the exceptional community service and support of Silhouette Saafir to her husband, Ahmed Saafir. And our organization be it finally resolved that with great sympathy, the 100 Black Men of Long Beach Incorporated heart goes out to a member and leader, Ahmed Saafir and his family. We're going to have one more time to the men of 100 Black Men of Long Beach stand. For the work that started with Jesse Johnson, America's founder, and one of our first presidents, Ahmed Saafir. A copy is to go to our archive. God bless you and your family.
Saafir, my granddaughter.
family of Bernice Saafir expressing their sincere appreciation and gratitude for your prayers and generosity. May Allah bless each of you. Mayor Rex Richardson, City of Long Beach, Masjid Al Sharif of Long Beach, the Board of Directors of the Long Beach Community Improvement League, the Board of Directors of the 100 Black Men of Long Beach, the Board of Directors of the Licensed Adult Residential Care Association, the Historical Society of Long Beach. Willie and Carol Elston, Vinnie Tinton, Barbara Wilson, Salanika Smith, the Towns family, Ronnie Patton and Pamela White, Wayne Cheney, John Malvo, Wendy Smith Broom, Reverend Dr. O. Leon Jr. and Miss Paula Wood, Dr. Fiona, Diana Lynn Tobin, Lisa and Jalen Burford, Dr. Felton Williams, Tania and Lamar Maxon, Colleen Bentley, Ed Ortiz, Donald and Carrie Landry, Angela Dennis, Dee Kirtley, Eric G. Jackson, Brother Basim, Adele Aziz, Marsha Chapman, Marie Treadwell, Carla Johnson, NCMW, and Attorney Cofield.
Now we will have the eulogy from Email Abdul Hafiz.
Assalamu alaikum. Praise be to Allah, we praise Him, we glorify Him. We thank Him for the blessing Sister Bernice Saafir has been to the family, to the community, all the children and the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren, understand that your grandmother, your mother, was a historical pioneer in this community and us as a people. She was, along with her husband, one of the earliest women of the Nation of Islam, bringing Islam here to Southern California, helping to establish Islam here in America. We believe in Allah, one who has been associated his prophets. We believe in his prophets. We believe in the angels. We believe in the hereafter. And she lived a life of giving and serving. She stood beside her husband. Together, they have made a difference as they have touched the lives of multitudes of young men and young women in the city, in the state, and in this nation. In celebrating her life, I would like Prophet Muhammad has said that when Allah loves somebody, He tells the angels that I love that person. The angels, they spread the word out throughout the earth. Your gathering here makes it absolutely clear that she is loved. God loved her. He loved everything that she was about. In our faith, when one leaves this life and we also depart this life, we leave our material things here, we leave our family here, we leave our possessions, we leave both with us. Is our good deeds. And there are ways in which you can continue to receive good deeds. When you remember her in your prayers, when you remember her when you do something good, when you remember her when you contribute to some cause that is good and something that is worthy, and she too will receive blessings for her. So continue to remember her and to honor her. The impact that she had in the individual lives. May Allah bless her Muslim community in Long Beach, Los Angeles, Pasadena, and San Diego. They all send their greetings and their condolences to the family. And we all make a prayer for her. We pray that God enters her into His paradise among the righteous. Amen.
Thank everyone for coming today. Surely gave my wife grateful departure. And as I said in the morning, death do us part. I'll let you figure out what that is. But it is what it is. Your mother, your grandmother, you know, my wife. I thank you very much. And now we're going to ask the man to give us a closing prayer, to be grateful for the day. And then we're going to go into each alphabetically.
Accept this gathering of us, showing you of the all-healing, the most merciful, the all-forgiving. We ask you to bless this family, continue to wrap our arms around them, around each other, and remember our loved one, and stay focused and motivated with each other. We ask that you bless the food which you are about to receive in your sacred name.
All right, I can't see the numbers on the table.